Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Corner. I'm your host, Shawn Murray.
And I'm Matt Nisenfeld. The next 5 minutes, Shawn and I will be giving you the best fantasy picks for Week 6. Let's take a look.
At the quarterback position for Week 6, I really like Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints. Brees has been perfect on the season thus far, having thrown 8 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. New Orleans will play host to the Detroit Lions in Week 6, a defense that displayed plenty of flaws this past week to Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. In addition, Drew Brees is fresh off a bye week, and this game has the potential to be a real shootout. With all of that being said, I expect a healthy and well-rested Brees to have a big game in the Superdome on Sunday.
Moving on to the running back position, I've chosen Kareem Hunt of the Kansas City Chiefs. Kareem Hunt totaled 116 yards from scrimmage in Week 5, joining Adrian Peterson as the only rookie running back to record 5 straight games of triple-digit yards from scrimmage. This week, Hunt and the Chiefs will play host to the Steelers, a defense that just got dominated by rookie running back Leonard Fournette and the Jacksonville run game. Thus, I believe Hunt is set up for another special showing on Sunday.
For the wide receiver position this week, you should definitely be starting DeAndre Hopkins of the Houston Texans. Hopkins is fresh off a Sunday night performance in which he recorded 4 receptions for 52 yards and 3 touchdowns. In Week 6, Houston will play at home against the Cleveland Browns, a defense that has allowed a wide receiver touchdown each of the past 4 weeks. With Hopkins' absurd league-leading 39.2% stake of the Texans' targets, Hopkins is a must-start against a very suspect Cleveland secondary.
At the tight end position, I think Philadelphia's own Zach Ertz is your guy. Even with off-season acquisitions such as Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith, Ertz continues to serve as Carson Wentz's favorite target. For the season, Ertz has yet to see fewer than 8 targets or record less than 5 catches. Although the Carolina Panthers have been fairly good at defending against the tight end position, Ertz's volume and usage warrants a must-start each and every week.
At the flex position for Week 6, I believe that Pierre Garcon of the San Francisco 49ers has the potential to score owners some solid points. On the season, Garcon has recorded 14 or more fantasy points in 3 of the 5 games. To put that into perspective, only 2 other receivers have posted games of that quality this season, that being DeAndre Hopkins and Chris Hogan. The San Francisco 49ers will head to Washington for a battle with the Redskins, a defense that will be without number 1 defensive back Josh Norman this week. In addition, in a game in which I envision the 49ers trailing in this game, I believe that they will need to throw the ball, thus opening up plenty of opportunities for Garcon to thrive and hit that 14 or more fantasy points.
Making their second appearance on the Fantasy Corner this season, this week's offensive choice is none other than the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars defense has been playing out of their mind this season, already having totaled 13 takeaways, the same number of takeaways they recorded all of last season. Large season as to why this is the case is due to the fact that this past Sunday, they picked off future Hall of Famer Ben Roethlisberger 5 times, returning 2 of those interceptions for touchdowns. With a home game this week against the Los Angeles Rams, I expect more of the same from this young and extremely talented unit.
At the kicker position for Week 6, we have none other than Philadelphia's own Jake Elliott. The rookie Elliott has now converted on 8 consecutive field goal attempts since missing a 52-yarder back in Week 3 at home against the New York Giants. With the first-place Philadelphia Eagles offense clicking on all cylinders, Elliott remains a solid bet to continue his hot streak this Thursday night in Carolina against the Panthers.
Don't go just yet. Here are 2 sleepers you might want to consider before Sunday's kickoffs. Rookie running back Alvin Kamara of the New Orleans Saints is expected to receive a much more significant workload with the departure of running back Adrian Peterson. Kamara is an exceptional pass catcher, and his ability to run between the tackles just makes him that much more valuable. As previously stated, in a game that has the potential to be a shootout between the Saints and Lions, Kamara should remain on the field a ton due to his unique abilities.
Undrafted second-year wide receiver Roger Lewis of the New York Giants will also be in line for a much more significant workload with season-ending injuries to star receivers Odell Beckham Jr. and Brandon Marshall. The second-year receiver has great size and speed, and with Eli Manning not having many other options to throw to, Lewis should receive a handful of the work. Although you may not want to consider him this week in a matchup in Denver with the Broncos, I still believe that Lewis is at least worth picking up and stashing for future weeks.
Well, that's all we have it for you this week. I'm Matt Nissenfeld.
And I'm your host, Shawn Murray. We thank you for tuning in this week, and we hope to see you this time next week.